So Marvel just dropped a new TV spot for Spider-Man. Brand new day, and if you only watched it once you probably thought, okay cool, same trailer, different day. But here's the thing, Marvel is sneaky, like really sneaky. They went back into this footage and changed 7 different things. 7. And they were hoping most fans would just scroll past, watch the ad and never notice. But I noticed. And once you see what they did, you're going to realize this isn't just a simple re-edit. This is Marvel quietly telling us what the movie is really about. Let me walk you through every single change, because trust me, the differences are everywhere once you know where to look. Change number 1 happens right at the very beginning. On that rooftop jump where Spider-Man is getting ready to launch himself into the air. In the older version of this shot, the sky looks flat and washed out, kind of like a cloudy Tuesday afternoon that doesn't have any energy. But in the new TV spot, everything looks darker, sharper, way more dramatic. The clouds have more texture, the light hitting Peter's suit's different, and the whole mood shifts from casual to intense. That might sound like a small thing, but it's actually a huge deal. Marvel usually saves lighting changes for the very end of production, and they do it to make action scenes feel bigger and more cinematic. So when you see them tweaking the lighting in a 30-second commercial, that tells you they're treating this movie like something special. Change number 2 is all about Spider-Man himself. You have to watch his movement frame by frame, because the difference is subtle but huge. In the older version, when he leaps off the building, his body moves kind of stiff, like a toy figure being pushed through the air. But in the new spot, the animation is way smoother. His shoulder turns more naturally, his legs stuck in at a slightly different angle. The whole motion feels less robotic and more like a real person throwing themselves off a skyscraper. That quick little change makes a massive difference in how real the action feels. Change number 3 is about the city behind him. Look closely at the skyline in both versions. In the old footage, the buildings kind of melt together into a grey blob. You can't really tell where one building ends and another begins. But in the new TV spot, the skyline has way more depth. The contrast is cranked up, so the dark buildings pop against the bright sky. You can see individual windows. The whole city feels more alive and more dangerous. That matters because Spider-Man is supposed to be swinging through a living, breathing New York, not a flat painting in the background. Now change number 4 is where things get really interesting, because Marvel snuck in new dialogue. In the updated spot, Peter says a line that wasn't there before, because I'm not just Peter Parker.
O meu nome é Peter Parker.
Let that sink in for a second. That's not just random trailer talk. That line changes everything about where Peter's head is at. Remember, after No Way Home, nobody on Earth remembers who Peter Parker is. His best friends don't know him. Aunt May is gone. He is completely, utterly alone. So when he says he's not just Peter Parker anymore, what he's really saying is that he's given up on having a normal life. He's all in on being Spider-Man, because that's the only identity he has left. Change number 5 comes right near the end of the spot, and it's another new line that hits even harder. Peter says, "This is my responsibility."
Essa é a minha responsabilidade.
Just 4 words, but if you know anything about Spider-Man, you know that responsibility is the whole point of the character. Ever since Uncle Ben said those famous words, responsibility has been the engine that drives every decision Peter makes. So hearing him say it out loud in a TV spot that Marvel intentionally changed feels like the studio is waving a flag and saying, hey, we remember what this character is supposed to be about. It's emotional, it's heavy, and it makes you wonder what kind of trouble Peter is in that he has to remind himself of that. Change number 6 is back to the action. There's a shot where Spider-Man is fighting a masked enemy, and in the old version, the lighting is kind of dark and muddy. You can see the fight, but it's hard to pick out the details. In the new spot though, the lighting is brighter, the reflections on the enemy's mask are cleaner, and you can see every little spark when their fists connect. It's a small polish, but it makes the fight look way more expensive and way more exciting. Change number 7 is actually the easiest to miss, because it's not one big thing, it's the sum of everything I just told you. When you stack all these changes together, the new lighting, the smoother animation, the extra dialogue, the cleaner action, the stronger emotion, you realize that Marvel didn't just throw the same commercial out there again. They quietly upgraded almost every single major moment. They made it darker, more personal, more intense, and that tells me something important. If they're willing to put this much effort into a 30-second TV spot that most people will watch once and forget, just imagine how much effort they're putting into the actual movie. Imagine what they're still hiding from us. The trailers never show the full picture, right? So if these 7 changes are the ones they let us see, the stuff they're keeping secret must be huge. That's why I'm actually more excited now than I was before watching this spot. Marvel isn't just making another Spider-Man movie, they're building something that matters, and these 7 little changes are the proof. What do you think? Did you catch any of these yourself, or did they slip right past you? And more importantly, what do you think that "I'm not just Peter Parker" line really means for the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I really want to know if I'm the only one freaking out over this.